Stop posting ugly crochet decor. Not because it's wrong, but because you're one evening away from making something that'll stop people dead in their tracks when they walk into your home. And that's exactly what we're doing today. I'm going to show you some of the fastest, most satisfying crochet decor projects you can start and finish in a single evening. No crazy stitch counts, no confusing pattern charts. Just grab your hook, your yarn, and let's make your space look incredible. But here's the thing. A lot of people think home decor crochet means spending weeks on a big blanket or a complicated wall hanging. And yes, those are beautiful. But what nobody talks about is how much impact a small, quick project can have. A single handmade piece sitting on your shelf, hanging on your wall, or sitting in the center of your dining table changes the whole vibe of a room. And when someone asks, "Where did you get that?" and you say, "I made it," that feeling is unbeatable. So, let's get into it. The first project is something I see everywhere right now, and for good reason. It's a crochet plant hanger. Now, before you say, "I've seen those a million times," hear me out. This one is different because of how you style it. Most people make a plant hanger and just shove a plain green plant in it. But what makes this one special is pairing it with a trailing plant, something like pothos or string of pearls, and hanging it at slightly different heights. When you do that, it becomes this whole cascading, layered look that honestly looks like something from a home design magazine. For this project, you're going to want a chunky cotton yarn. Something in an off-white, cream, or natural linen color tends to work best because it matches almost any room style. You'll need a larger hook, somewhere around a 6 to 8 millimeter, and a basic understanding of chains and single crochets. That's genuinely it. The structure of a plant hanger is mostly chains and knots, so if you've been crocheting for even a few weeks, you can absolutely do this. Start by cutting 6 equal lengths of yarn, each about 4 times the length you want your finished hanger to be. Fold them in half, tie a knot at the top, and then work in sections, crocheting small chains along each pair of strands at even intervals going down. These sections create the net-like body of the hanger that actually holds your pot. When you reach the bottom, gather all the strands together, tie a final knot, and trim the ends into a fringe. You can leave them long and boho or trim them shorter and clean if you want a more modern look. The whole thing takes about an hour once you get going, and the result looks like it came from a boutique. Hang it in a sunny window, add your trailing plant, and just watch how it transforms that corner of your room. The second project is one I feel like not enough people try, and I genuinely don't understand why, because it might be the most impactful thing you can put on a wall without spending a lot of time or money. I'm talking about a crochet wall hanging with a wooden dowel. This is one of those projects that sounds intimidating, but is actually really forgiving. You're basically crocheting long strips or sections of textured stitches, things like the waffle stitch, the bobble stitch, or even just rows of half-double crochets, and attaching them to a wooden dowel at the top. The texture does all the work. You don't need it to be perfectly symmetrical, you don't need the rows to be the same length. In fact, when the sections are slightly different lengths and you layer different textures next to each other, it looks intentional and artistic. Choose 2 or 3 colors that coordinate with the room you're making this for. Neutral and warm tones, think cream, terracotta, dusty pink, or sage, tend to look the most put together. But honestly, if you want something bold and graphic, going with black, white, and 1 bright accent color can look absolutely stunning. For this project, a worsted weight yarn and a 5 millimeter hook is a solid starting point. You'll also need a wooden dowel, a piece of rope or leather cord for hanging, and a comb or pet slicker brush for fringing out the bottom strands if you want that soft, boho look at the bottom. Once your sections are done, just loop them over the dowel, slide them along to arrange the lengths how you want, secure them in place, and hang it up. Start to finish, this can absolutely be done in an evening, especially if you keep it on the smaller side. Even something that's only 30 to 40 centimeters wide can make a really powerful statement on a wall. Now, the third project is one that a lot of people sleep on because they think it's too basic, but when it's done right, it's one of the most satisfying things you can make. It's a crochet coaster set. And I know, coasters. Stay with me. The reason coasters are so good as a quick decor project is because you end up making 4 to 6 of them, which means you get a lot of repetition in a short amount of time. By the time you're making your 3rd or 4th one, your hands know exactly what to do and you're flying through them. They also look incredible when they're stacked casually on a coffee table or displayed in a little holder. They look like something you'd pay $30 for at a home goods store. For coasters, you want a cotton yarn because it's durable and doesn't fuzz up. Go with something like a size 4 medium weight cotton paired with a 4mm or 4.5mm hook. A simple spiral circle pattern in single crochets gives you a flat, solid coaster that looks classic and clean. But if you want to add something extra, try making a few in the corner-to-corner stitch, which gives this gorgeous diagonal texture that looks really graphic and modern. You can make a full set of 6 coasters in around 2 to 3 hours if you sit down and focus. And because they're small, they're a great project to work on while you're watching something. Mix and match 2 or 3 colors in the same color family, and you've got a set that looks coordinated without being too matchy-matchy. The 4th project for tonight is a crochet bowl or basket. These are everywhere right now in home decor, and for good reason. They're functional and they're beautiful. Put one on your entryway table to hold keys. Put a small one on your bedside table to hold jewelry. Use a bigger one in the bathroom to hold rolled-up hand towels. They work in literally every room. The key to making a crochet basket that actually holds its shape is your yarn choice. You want a chunky, slightly stiff yarn. T-shirt yarn works amazingly well for this, and so does jute twine or macrame cord. The stiffness of the material is what gives the basket structure, so it sits upright and doesn't flop over. Pair it with a larger hook, usually around 8mm to 12mm, depending on the yarn thickness. The stitch is mostly slip stitches and single crochets worked in a spiral, starting with a magic ring and building up the sides by working into the back loop only on certain rounds. That back loop trick is what creates that beautiful ribbed texture you see on most crochet baskets. There are small, medium, and large versions of this, and a small basket can be done comfortably in about 90 minutes to 2 hours. If you want to really elevate the look, finish the rim of the basket by folding it down or adding a contrasting color border on the last round. Little details like that make such a difference. The 5th and final project for this evening is one of the most underrated things you can make for your home, and I want to spend a minute convincing you to try it if you never have. It's a crochet garland. Garlands are special because they're incredibly versatile. You can hang one along a shelf. You can drape it across a window frame. You can use it as a table centerpiece by weaving it through some candles and greenery. You can hang it on a wall. You can even use it to decorate for a celebration and then repurpose it as everyday decor afterward. The same garland can work in completely different ways depending on how you style it. There are 2 main types you can make quickly. The first is a simple pom-pom garland. You make a bunch of pom-poms in different sizes and colors, then tie them along a length of yarn or twine at even or random intervals. It's simple, playful, and works really well in nurseries, kids' rooms, or any space where you want something a little whimsical. The second type is a crocheted bunting garland, where you crochet small triangular pennants and string them along a piece of cord. These look more grown-up and intentional, and they photograph beautifully. Pick 2 or 3 colors that work with your space, alternate them in a pattern or do them randomly, and in a couple of hours you'll have something that makes your bookshelf or mantle look completely transformed. For either version, you don't need much yarn at all. This is a perfect stash buster project. Use up those small amounts of yarn you've been holding on to. The variety of colors and textures you get from mixing different yarns actually makes it look better. So to recap the 5 projects you can make in